Good morning. Welcome to your Barbados Today morning news update. Today, Friday, November 6th. British carriers are quietly gauging the impact of new United Kingdom travel restrictions to slow spiraling COVID-19 cases that took effect on Thursday. Both Virgin Atlantic and British Airways say they are evaluating the situation, even as they reaffirm their commitment to serving Barbados and the rest of the region. Meanwhile, Chief Executive Officer of the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association, Senator Rudy Grant, says the island is likely to suffer fallout. He says airlines will reduce the number of flights and at least 2 travel agents have been banned from promoting travel packages. He, however, maintains that the Barbados brand remains strong and will rebound. 2 new tools to safeguard the region's tourism sector and ensure the health and safety of residents and visitors were launched on Thursday. The Caribbean Public Health Agency launched the Caribbean Travelers Health Assurance Stamp and the Caribbean Travelers Health mobile application under its Regional Tourism and Health Program. CARPHA's Executive Director, Dr. Joyce St. John, says it's the right time.
In the midst of this global pandemic, when travel and tourism have all but stopped, I am proud to know that the THP is helping to light the way back to economic recovery for our beautiful corner of the world. The Caribbean region has sacrificed so much to preserve the lives of our populations, while the heads of government have led an all-of-society approach to learning how to live safely with COVID-19. As one of the most tourism-dependent regions in the world, that must include a safe return to economic activity through a safe return to tourism. So CARPHA has built a suite of measures on the foundation of the THP, which include a real-time monitoring and response system, guidelines for COVID-19 health measures, and training in these guidelines and protocols.
Director General and Chief Executive Officer of the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association, Frank Camito, says health and safety are the top issues for the region.
Collectively, we are making every effort toward providing assurances to our visitors that they can travel to the Caribbean with confidence and are able to enjoy the incredible offerings which our region provides.
The local fisheries sector is in line for a major boost. Word of this from Maritime Affairs Minister Kurt Humphrey during a ceremony on Thursday to honor former fish vendor Rita Sissy Hunt, who died tragically earlier this year due to a freak accident at the Berinda Cox Fisheries Complex at Oistins. Humphrey told the vendors significant improvements are on the way.
The government has approved 1.4 million to do the jetty, and I am happy to tell you that we will be starting the work at that jetty before the year is ended. And we've had all the works done. We've had a comprehensive assessment for the QS. We know exactly what needs to be done. And we will begin that work, because when I met here with you and with the fishermen, they told me that the jetty was one of their important priorities. We've done that. They told me getting the ice machine up and running was one of their priorities. We've also done that. And they've told me a slitway for Oistins is important, and we are doing that, Rob. It is one thing that I must ensure happens at Oistins as well. But in the meantime, we're doing the one at Bridgetown. And the one in Bridgetown, the work in Bridgetown on the jetties will cost us $2.5 million, and we're going to work on that.
He stressed the need for transformation of the sector to benefit workers and the wider country.
We have to elevate the industry, and we have to modernize the industry. And it is my intention to be part of the modernization process. And what does that mean? It means that we have now, I think, to find different ways of catching fish so that we could catch more fish. We have to equip the vessels perhaps so that they could go further, to catch more fish. We have to change the way we process and that we deal with fish, because now there are phytosanitary standards that we must meet to be able to export to the EU, and we've started that conversation.
Meanwhile, glowing tribute was paid to Rita Hunt. Christchurch South MP Ralph Thorne said today's ceremony was a fitting honor for the woman who served others.
Today is the day that we embrace the spirit of Sissy Hunt, a lady who spent her entire working life in service of her fellow human beings. She came to work, but it was more than work. It was about a love for people. It was about service to people.
There's regional and international news after this short break. Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Across our region, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves created history last night when he led his ruling Unity Labour Party to a comfortable fifth consecutive victory in the general elections. Preliminary results released by the Electoral Office showed that the ULP won 9 of the 15 seats in Parliament, an increase of 3 seats on the previous 1-seat majority he had enjoyed in the last 2 general elections. Further afield in the U.S., with his re-election chances fading as more votes are counted in a handful of battleground states, U.S. President Donald Trump launched an assault on the country's democratic process from the White House on Thursday, falsely claiming the election was being stolen from him.
Americans spent Thursday on pins and needles as the U.S. presidential election dragged on, still undetermined. In Nevada, Arizona, Pennsylvania, and Georgia, ballot counting continued. In Georgia, the vote count narrowed to a razor-thin margin, the Trump camp desperate to hold on to the lead there. In multiple news conferences, Georgia's voting system implementation manager urged patience.
Fast is great, and we appreciate fast. We more appreciate accuracy. Accuracy is going to be the bedrock upon which people will believe the outcomes of these elections, either on the winning side or the losing side.
A judge in Georgia dismissed a lawsuit filed by the president's campaign that accused election officials of mishandling absentee ballots. In Nevada, a state with only 6 electoral votes, but where Democrat Joe Biden held a narrow lead, Trump prepared to launch yet another legal battle to challenge the counting of votes, alleging voter fraud with no evidence to support that claim.
We firmly believe that there are many voters in this group of mail-in people that are not proper voters.
The Trump campaign had also sued in Michigan and Pennsylvania and asked to join a pending case at the U.S. Supreme Court. The Michigan effort failed. Biden's legal team has called the lawsuits, quote, meritless. Legal experts said the lawsuits had little chance of changing the outcome of the election, but could cast doubt on the process.
Good evening. I'd like to...
From the White House briefing room on Thursday night, Trump alleged fraud without evidence and once again falsely claimed victory.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.